Alright guys, welcome to No Young No Old. So as usual we have started our own YouTube channel because we've had to start from the start again. If you could please follow that, No Young No Old. You'll find us straight away because it's the only one that says that. So let's get into the podcast and welcome our guest today. GeeGee, welcome.
Hello, Governor.
You glad to be back?
Oh, thrilled. Absolutely thrilled.
Different studio, looks a bit more aesthetic, I'd say.
It does, and I think you've really done me a favour on the screen there.
Yeah.
You look good in that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You get a nice wee cleavage in it as well, compared
Thanks.
to the other picture that I actually cropped from.
I think you should put that one up there.
Well, I actually deleted it. I was like, I didn't even save it. I was like, I'm not using that. So thank you very much for coming back.
You're most welcome.
Yeah. So just quickly say it will just be me from now on. You might see GeeGee now and then if I'm doing catch ups, just a wee chit chats. We've got to gossip. Probably get GeeGee on because
She's a good gossiper. That's
good
just
gossiper.
put me out there.
Yeah. You might see Craig now and then, but probably not for a while. So let's get into it. So it's been a while since we've seen you.
It has, about a year, as we realised
About a
today.
year, as we realised today, we've done a bit of stalker checking.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes. So obviously you've been unwell again.
I
So
have.
do you want to speak
It's
about
been a
that?
time of it. So basically in July, I fell out of remission with my Crohn's disease, and I've started on a new drug called ustekinumab. It's a bit of a mouthful. So that works by shutting down my immune system again. So I am more susceptible to infection and stuff
Yes.
like that all over again. So last time I was on that was 2019. It was infliximab I was on, and that was when I had to learn to walk again. So obviously it's a very scary time for me again. In case that happens, you've always got worst case scenario in your mind. But we'll see. It's trial and error. So I had my first infusion about 6 to 8 weeks ago, and I'm due to start injecting myself as of next week. So yeah, I know.
Oh, I hate that. See, I had to remember I get my arm surgery, got that
Yeah.
removed. Gave me, because I'm on blood thinners because of all my stuff, they gave me the stuff, you've got to stop taking your tablets, you've got to take the injection, like injecting your stomach. I sat for half an hour going, look, bum, you can do it, Johnny.
That's it.
Check yourself, come on. And I'd go, no, I can't do it. Yeah.
I know.
So how are you feeling about it?
I feel okay because it's one of those ones, I think they've made it for people like us where
All right.
it hides the needle in there, so you don't actually see the full needle. It's like you kind of press down and
Yeah, I know that. Mine was the same,
Jab,
but
it
I
was
still
just-
was too scared.
you were looking at it like...
No, I was genuinely looking at it going, I know it's going to hit me, I can do it. And it was just like, nah, I would
know.
generally stand for half an hour building myself
It's
up.
the nip. I feel like that's the bit I'm like, because then you know it's actually in your system. And I've got like a bit of health anxiety now as well, which I've never had before.
Yeah.
But obviously with this all coming back, I think my mind just went, oh no, here we go again, sort of thing. So I've also got that to go in the back of my mind. So I'm trying to fight against that. But
But
such
it's
is
a good
life.
thing, the health anxiety, because I've got that. So when I'm about people, obviously the same as you, your immune system's
Yeah.
down. You've got to be wary of things. So even getting eaten, I've generally seen me get up and walk out of a restaurant because they've given me a glass that's pure dirty, and I'm like,
Oh no.
nah, I can't do it. But as you're saying, it is scary, innit? Because in the back of your mind, you're always thinking,
Worst case.
worst
aren't you?
case. You can never, and you're obviously got to get back to, I'm going to have to learn to walk again, because
Yeah.
automatically you get back to your worst case scenario, and that was yours, so you're going to get back to that.
And they never gave me an answer as to why I had to learn to walk again, obviously. So they've discovered now down the line that my lower 3 lumbar are actually all concaved in the bottom of my spine. And I was like, what could have caused that? No idea. Some sort of trauma. I'm like, oh, great, thanks. Were you in a car accident? Nope, I was not in a car accident. So the fact that there's no answers as well puts that wee bit of fear in the back of your mind as to like, right, we don't know what's caused it. So will it come back? Obviously the pain's still there from the back, but I just mean what caused it?
Aye, that's it.
What happened there? So yeah.
Because you're going to always wonder, is it going to come back or not? If they can't properly tell you how it happened the
Yeah.
first time,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, is it going to come back? You don't actually know.
Yeah.
It must be.
I feel like this one, you know how we had like stoma scented candles was the name
Yes.
of the last one. This one should be like no young, no old, just disabled. I
Just
feel like that's
disabled.
getting a ring to it.
I know young, no, just
Just
we'll actually
disabled.
change the name of it from when you come back on with the catch up.
Just
No young, just disabled.
disabled.
Aye, because that's the thing, we spoke about that last time.
Mhm.
Obviously, the illness a wee bit, how the two is get through, our twos are cripples. Well,
Yeah, you've got to laugh about
You've got
it.
to laugh about it.
Yeah,
Because you
laugh
see it
about
like, you either have a laugh about it, like me and you,
Mhm.
or the 99% or day after day in this wee
I know.
house.
It's not a way to live, is
No,
it? That's the
You've
thing.
got to have a joke about it.
Yeah, you got to. Love
Like-
it. Get your bag out.
You've got to get your bag out. Because we
Go on,
actually
get
need
your
to.
bag out.
You need to
Get
get
your
your bag.
bag.
Get your bag out.
Right.
Because we actually spoke about that. We need to. I forget what is it you call it? What is it you call it? When you have an idea but you need somebody to sign it so nobody else can take it.
Copyright
Copyright.
it.
We need to do that. Get the stoma bags. we spoke about getting the perfume and aftershave
We
scented
did.
stoma bags.
I mean, there's probably a market for it.
Probably
There's
a Can you
my wee
think about
stalker.
it? Are you a
Yes.
stalker? Yes. Think about it walking about and smell of Sauvage. No, just
Sauvage.
Sauvage instead of the smell of shite.
Minty freshness.
Minty fresh. Aye, it would be a good weekend, I
Be
said.
good, yeah.
Aye,
Fresh.
Dragon's
Very fresh.
Den. See our
Oh.
faces next.
God help them.
How much do you need to invest? We've not got a penny to put piss in.
Exactly. All of it.
All of it, please. Aye, we're just here with the idea. Usually here at the back us. Aye, so it's been a fun, interesting time for you. Obviously getting unwell
Yes.
again. So
Mm-hmm.
it must be hard taking new tablets because I hate when they change your tablets because I've changed one of mine's. And it was hilarious. So obviously I've got bone problems, and this one that says in the future you end up with bone problems. I went double
Sounds-
trouble. There's nothing. So what about the side effects of these ones? Have you had any?
Not yet. I think it's like hair loss and stuff, which was fine the last time, but half of it's not mine anyway. So
There you go then.
catch me if you can.
Plus you got turkey now.
Exactly. I'll be sorted. What I did find yesterday though, so back in the day I used to take like 8 Solpadol to get up in the morning, right? Not 8 Solpadol in the morning, 8 Solpadol throughout the day. I think I took like 30 tablets a day. That was just existing. That was my everyday. But obviously I wasn't on this planet. So yesterday I took 2 Solpadol for the first time in ages. And Alan came downstairs and went, "Are you all right?" And I was just, I just kept, I thought I was sleeping, but my eyes were open. I was like, oh no. So it was the worst high of my entire life. I just sat there for 4 hours and I was like, "You don't look so good." I was like, I can't even speak to him. Like, I just couldn't function anymore. So I've learned my lesson. Solpadol and me are not friends anymore for my pain, even though that's the kind of level of pain
Your
relief
pain
I
you're
need.
in,
So I'm
but-
just like, suffer it and get on with it. But it's just like a learning curve again for what's going to work and what's not. But my tolerance has obviously went right back down. Obviously, I could have taken that before and not felt a thing. But see now, oh no. So it's a learning curve.
Yeah. So obviously you've mentioned your man. Well, today's name.
Yes, Alan.
Alan.
He's not a big social media
He's
man.
not a big speaker, but just in
No.
case you don't want to say his name. So we missed him. How's he feeling? Because obviously last time you spoke, you went really kind of fully.
Yeah.
So how's he deal with your Crohn's?
He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. I'll pay him his dues. It's a lot for somebody to take on, and obviously with my last relationship, that was really the deciding factor. Was he left me to die in hospital, so that was something I was like single 5 years in between that time, where I found myself, realised what I would and wouldn't tolerate. Because
Yeah.
obviously it's my life as well. I realised my issue back then was that I felt like a burden, whereas Alan doesn't make me feel like a burden at all. He's just so supportive, so I'm very, very grateful for that. But even like, God love him, he tries to understand the bag, but like unless it's stuck to you, I don't feel like anyone can really fully understand it. Because we went away in a tent box. Now, a bit of a stupid fucking idea from me anyway to go in a tent box. So obviously I had to climb up it, get in, and then that night my bag burst. Of course it did, and we were miles away from my toilet, and I was like, oh no. So I'm standing aside the car. He's like, "You all right?" It's like I realised I hadn't packed a full spare bag, and I was like, You're actually joking. So we're talking like 1 o'clock in the morning, middle of fucking nowhere. It's like a tap. I'm like, this is not good. Yes, Alan, I'm fine, thank you. But I managed to find a wee fusty one that had been sitting in. I say fusty, like obviously I
was going to say,
hadn't
you're
been
making it sound
used.
as if it's been manky there full of shit.
The like actual plasticky bit had melted on it, but I was like, do you know what? We've got to make use of it. So I stuck that on and somehow survived the night. But I've learned my lesson to always pack a spare. That's the thing. See, when you're living with it, you forget that it is a disability. You just get on with your day. So I've been so bad for not packing a spare bag, and then it burst, and I'm like, oh, for the love of Christ. I actually don't think I have a spare one today, by the way, while we're here. Just in case it bursts. And this is the perfect level to hear it burst as well.
It's just the fact you went, and you learn for your disability, so I take one I've not got one today. So, obviously, we talk about Alan, so it's nice that he's come in your life and he's helped you out, obviously. So this is, we're getting into the next subject here, now that we're talking about Alan. So what's it like now that you've got a man on TikTok? Is all the men still firing into you? They kind of took a step back?
Well, I've taken this not on purpose, but obviously life has just got so busy. But he's actually, he deals with it okay. He's like, at the end of the day, you know, they're commenting, but you're coming home to me.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it. But there was one guy who, so I had a subscriber. I was like, yes, because I don't, you know, when
What's
you've
a
seen
subscriber?
So when I,
Because I'm
like,
thinking, like, you've not done
Oh, no,
OAF,
no.
so I was like, what the fuck?
I actually have a private story on Snapchat called Crohnly fans, but that's not the same sort of vibe. It's not, it's not getting my bag out. But
Do
it's
I
just,
get my bag out?
no, I really need to trademark that as well, Crohnly fans. But yeah, where was I even going? I've lost my train of thought.
We're
with
talking
Crohnly
about
fans.
this talker.
Yeah, so basically there was this guy who was my subscriber. So they pay monthly, right, for your TikTok. Who'd have thought? Not me. not me. But I wasn't really advertising it on my lives. I never did that. I always used to just like sing 80s music or stuff like that, like karaoke nights. That was my sort of lives. Or as some people would say, I just go on and pose. I don't do that on purpose. You know, that's just my life. But anyway, this guy was subscribing every month. I hadn't even noticed he was there for about 6 months and I was making money off him. I was like, thanks, me man. But he was commenting on everything. He was going, my wife to be, my wife.
Is this the same one as before? Is that a different one?
Likely a different one. They come and go. So this guy had been here, I want to say 6 months by the time I actually noticed him. And then he was sweet enough. Again, I'm an empath, so I'm like, oh, what a wee soul. He's obviously just lonely. Fair, come to my TikTok, that's fine. And I would talk to people and engage with them on my lives. And then one night I went into my DMs and I had like pages of abuse from this guy, and I was like, I'm so confused as to what's happened here. And it was basically because I wasn't posting. He just went to town with me. I can't even remember it. Like, the language was appalling for a start, but calling me like a slag and all this stuff. And I was like, I am so confused as to what's happened here. So I deleted him, blocked him off everything. And then he created a fake page to obviously follow me from and messaged me going, sorry, I was steaming. And I was
That's
like,
fine,
oh,
mate.
yeah, no worries. You want to subscribe again? I'm like, you can't just come back after
I know.
calling me. Like, the stuff was so bad. And I was like, I should learn my lesson about being an empath. But again, I didn't.
But is it you and stalkers? You must just attract it. But we had this discussion.
Yeah.
So these people get away with it. Like, and it's quite bad that it's just allowed nowadays because
Yeah.
technically they've not done anything wrong.
They forget you're a human at
Yeah.
the other side of like a platform. And I think that's another reason why I stepped away from it. I'm at a very vulnerable stage in my life with my health that I'm like, I don't need that. Like, I really don't need that. But yeah, they do. They prey on good people, I think.
Aye, because I've had them messaging the podcast page.
You should attract them as well, yeah.
Aye, I try to. Yeah, I've said to you about the ones that I
And
attract.
on that note.
Yeah, on that note, I attract them as well. But as we spoke about this, I do this podcast to hear people's stories, get a laugh, and
Yep.
help people. That's the whole point of it. But some of the people we get is wild. We'll get into one of the people that contacted the podcast a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Big policeman, likes to dress up and sing as Rod Stewart. We'll speak about him soon. But you get them quite bad, where it's just men kind of thinking because you're on social media, they have a right to access to you.
Absolutely.
And you're going, that's not how life works. But you see, if it wasn't for social media, how would these men be in real life? I think
Well,
women. That's what gets through my head.
You would think that, right? But I had one from my hometown. I'll not say where my hometown is. That ended up, he discovered me on social media and then actually started driving past my house constantly, like 3-4 times a day. I was with my mum. He would stop to talk. My mum would be like, Guinea, who's that? I'm like, just a weirdo that found me on social media. So the fact is, yes, social media is a good platform for them to find you. I say good, as a platform for them to find you. But in real life, I think if that's in their nature, they will continue to do that in real life.
See, that's the thing. You see the people, like, it's different for us. We're in America. It's that massive. You're like TikTok famous and that. Probably not going to get found because there's not so many different states. It's that big. Well, if you're in Scotland, if you're quite TikTok famous, you're going to get.
I know.
And you are quite big on TikTok.
See, I don't think I am. Folks say that. I'm like, I'm a humble queen. Not really a humble queen, but I'm just like, it doesn't, I don't realise that there's 50,000 because my dad's like, what do 50,000 people follow you for? And I'm like, Graham, I don't have an answer.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Dad. I don't have an answer to why they follow me.
I've been on your live, and it is like
my live is fun.
Your live is fun. Like, it's average. Oh, how's it going, Johnny? I hope you're well. Blah, blah, blah. And the next thing, but as I said, all the guys, it's like pure love hearts.
Yeah.
You're so pretty. You're so beautiful. And I'm raging. I go on live and I just call it a fat bastard. Ain't nice for me. But yours is just wild with the whole.
Yeah.
And it's scary to think that these are people, as you said, that guy kept calling you my wife. Because that's how I'm asking, is it the same ones before? Because Craig actually got a message.
Yes.
Craig got a message for the guy that was your old stalker, like kind of thing made, and he got quite aggressive because we were commenting for the podcast. We were commenting and stuff. And Craig was commenting on, because Craig didn't have access to any No Young, still doesn't. So Craig was commenting on one of the posts, and the guy actually commented going, that's my wife or something like that to him.
It may well be a different one. I try and just, I've actually had to restrict comments on my Instagram now. So my Instagram's private. I don't really let everyone in anymore. But obviously back when I was big on social media, I used to, because I was like, yeah, like it's the same sort of thing. But now I post pictures of my wee niece and stuff like that. So I'm a bit more careful. But folk are commenting, I'm like, who the hell is commenting that? And like, it's just not appropriate anymore. I'm like, oh, anymore, as if it ever was.
I
But,
know.
you know, on my kind of private accounts, I'm like, where did you come from? And I think they've been doing it when I go back. They've been doing it for years, and I've just been so oblivious to it, living my
not
life.
really
But I'm like,
noticed it.
these people are watching, opening my stories. I've always been careful to post where I am after I've been. Like, for example, today I've not shared
Yes.
where I am. I will share that later. For that reason, because I'm starting to realise folk
are that bad.
are that bad.
They're getting that bad.
Yeah.
That's how it can be. Because even when I do this, the amount of people that try to add my private page, and it's like my actual, I think I've got you on it, Curtis, my actual private page, but I've got pictures of my kids. So unless I've met you and know you've
Yeah.
got you on it, then that's fine. And like, I think you're nice people, that's fine. But the amount of people that watch podcasts and try to add me, and I'm like, I'm not accepting. I've got pictures of my children here. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
actually physically know you.
It's not even gender specific though. Like,
Yeah,
look
but
at
that's
that
it, it's a
example
lot.
this morning. Like,
Oh.
females are just as bad as the males. It's like, yeah, you can only restrict so much, and you feel like, oh, they'll
you
understand.
feel bad.
You do.
You do feel bad.
That's an
'Cause-
empath, though. You're an empath.
But I feel bad because they're trying to, like, they comment on the No Young No page. Like, oh, love your podcast, guys, great, blah, blah. And then they're trying to add my, and I'm like, I'm not
Can I
accepting
come
you.
on?
And I'm just like, I just decline. I'm like, I can't have people that I don't know watching my kids. It's just saying watching my life.
Yeah.
I barely post as it is. I take the piss out my wife on my social media. Like,
You're so
I do. It's like, it was her birthday recently, and then I went to Edinburgh to film a music video full day. But usually on her birthday, like, I think last year, put up pictures, like, must have been at 15 pictures of the family, but I cut her out of every picture. You could only see a wee quarter of her page. That's the shit I do.
Aye.
And I'm like, it's funny, but a random person viewing that, they could get a like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Because they do stuff like that. You must have had that a few times. You
I've
post
actually had
something.
one recently who keeps trying to follow me on Instagram. 0 followers, 0 following. And I'm like, here we go. Who's this? Fake page. Created. It says new account. So obviously I declined it because I was like, I'm not even going to let you sit in the waiting room, as I call it, for my Instagram. You're not sitting in the waiting room. So I just launched them out of it. And like 2 days later, they were back. I was like, how desperate do you need to be to view my stuff to hit that again? Could well be one of my stalkers, who knows. So I actually ended up messaging them going, do I know you? Because I was like, let's open the floor for them, give them that wee room to talk to me. Nothing. And again, I deleted again. Third time they've been back. They're sitting in the waiting room now because I'm like, I'm not even deleting it to then give you the chance to hit it again.
Because it's
like,
another notification popping up on your screen.
Desperate. Even now, like when I'm not really doing too much social media right now, obviously next year I'll get into it, but I'm just so busy right now. But I'm like, what do they want to see that bad on my Instagram? My Facebook's obviously private as well. Just go to my TikTok.
Just go to TikTok. It's so much easier.
Subscribe while you're there.
Subscribe while you're there. Imagination, you know. But it's just it's bad. So we're going on to like the whole, as you said there, women are just as bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a prick. I forgot the name already. What's the name of the lassie we've got to talk about? Remember the baby?
Oh, I was about to name the other one. Oh, sorry. I was about to name the other one.
Oh, the other one
So
was the
glad I
stalker
didn't.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been awkward.
Oh.
Luckily,
Kira.
Curtis is good. Curtis
Kira.
couldn't edit it. He would cut
Thanks,
it out.
Curtis.
Yeah. Kira,
Kira.
Cousins in it. Oh, Curtis, you've seen this online?
No.
Oh my God, Curtis! So you're
Curtis,
getting
what
you're getting a bit of drama here, letting this in. This has been all over TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and the lot. So this girl's from Airdrie. She has lied about being pregnant for 9 months. Gave birth to a baby, a doll. What did he call them?
One of those. What are they called?
The
real
fake-
kind of dolls.
the real babies. Yeah. So she's had that. Kidded on to a guy that he was the father.
Yeah.
She kidded on she had cancer.
Yeah. Then the baby had a heart murmur or some sort of heart condition, and then the baby died. But then her pal has now went on social media and outed her, saying, I tried to see the baby however many times. She wouldn't let me. She came round to my house. I pulled the blanket off. She didn't yank the blanket off the Wayne. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. She moved the blanket just to like see their wee toes or something like that, and she yanked it back over and shot out the door. So like, she has been in the environment of people to get caught.
Yes. But she never had
been caught until now.
So basically, she was living like a full pregnancy. Like, because I seen some of the pictures put on her social media. It was, is it a boy or girl? Like, pure stick.
Yeah.
It was like pure everything.
They did a gender reveal.
Yeah, gender reveal. Thanks to Garampa or something it was for the high chair. And it's a picture of this doll in the high chair. Now, I'm looking at it going, that's not a real
But
baby.
the eyes were like that. So
Aye.
it wasn't the most convincing.
It wasn't the most convincing, you're going, but her family must have just automatically went, it's real, because
Well, why wouldn't you
Why
believe
wouldn't
it's
you
real?
believe it? You're going, who's going to
And
like?
the bump at the like gender reveal was very convincing.
Yeah,
I don't know how you would make that. It must have been like one that has been made for like films or something
films
like
or
that.
something.
Yeah.
Aye.
Prosthetics, is that what it is? Like that's what it looked like. Girl went hard
She
to convince
went
people.
well, but we spoke about this before. Like, we just had our wee banter.
Yep.
Loon balls, and to me, that is the definition of loon ball.
Yeah.
And me and my wife were talking about it last night, and I said, see if a guy did half of that stuff, it'd be a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I think spoke about like a guy lied that much, because to me, it's the most conniving thing. Because there was a young
That
boy,
poor boy involved, yeah.
Oh,
You
thinking
think
he
his
was-
whole life upside down.
all because somebody like
I feel like there must be another reason for it. Like there, I'm not here playing devil's advocate, I guess. Obviously, she must have some sort of condition because it was almost like she convinced herself,
yes,
rather than like she was just doing it. Well, you never know. Actually, you don't know, but it's hard to tell whether she's trying to convince herself or just other people around her or what the ulterior motive was. But yeah, all of it was just a bit mind-boggling. And the worst of it is it's in Scotland, so it's like it's close to home.
It's
You're like,
close to
that
home.
happened. Like, I think that's why it's affected me so much because, and also if you think about all these people that can't have kids,
but that's the thing.
like that's not right.
It was spoken about today. So like the people that can't have kids and the cancer thing.
Yeah,
They were the two big things that we
low
speak
blow.
about. You're going,
Mm-hmm.
it's an ultimate low blow.
Yeah,
Because even nowadays, you see, even in like people used to April Fool's Day, oh, I'm pregnant, and
Yeah.
then people stopped it because it was like, it's a bit insensitive, which
Uh-huh.
we do live in a world where you can't be as
Mhm.
kind of thing with. But the cancer thing was just a bit much for me. And then
Yeah.
it was like the baby died as well. And you're
Mhm.
like,
See, I missed the cancer thing because I actually only caught up with this 2 nights ago. I
Yeah.
fully was reading into it. Before you'd even mentioned it, I was like, oh, thank goodness I did look into it. But it was just like, I tried to find her page as well. And obviously she's off of all social media because I went on TikTok, I went the full dig and it's not there. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's very, very sus, whatever it is.
it's very sus. And I find it weird. So see, like, there's people that their life in TikTok
Mm-hmm.
is basically doing me stories and that and talking about stuff like that. And they're
Yeah.
big following. But see, when you're seeing it, some people are actually sticking up for her, like mainly women. I'm not going to lie. It's like, yeah, but it's something wrong with her, blah, blah, blah. It's a shame for her and stuff like that. A certain day you can, but they're just sticking up for her completely, and you're going, she's still in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There's one boy that's his life ruined to a certain degree
Yeah.
because that'll be him mentally. He'll never trust another woman again.
Yeah,
Like,
I think people forget that is the effect they're going to have, and there's somebody's whole family that's been dragged through this. And
Yes.
of course, if that is a condition that she can't help, then it is a very sad situation. Of course, it is. She's human, but at the same time, it's hurt a lot of people
It's hurt
in
a
the
lot of people,
process. So
because you're forgetting it's like her family's involved in it, and they were all
Yeah.
angry and all. There's that boy's side that didn't have nothing to do with them
Mhm.
whatsoever,
yeah,
and they've all been dragged because if supposedly the rumor is like they lost the baby and stuff like that. The baby passed away, but that full family would have grieved that, knowing
Yeah.
that they've technically grieved a plastic doll.
Mhm.
That's
I
all
know.
they've. But even looking at pictures, as we said, they're,
the
they're
pictures,
unconvincing.
I know. I was like, but then it's unconvincing to us because I feel like we know the whole story. But how unconvincing? Like some babies that get pushed out look like they should be pushed back in sometimes. Just, I mean, by saying that, I'm like, my wee niece Alice, she's a beautiful little girl. But see, when she was born, I was like, that looks like an alien. Like she was
They'll
just
do.
so.
We've had this
Do you know what I
discussion.
mean?
All babies born are ugly. See when they wake up, and the gen they are, they come out and everybody goes, "Oh, so beautiful!"
Hi,
the first ever
beautiful
picture, and you're
boy.
like, "Your Wayne ugly." Their faces are scrunched. A lot of people's Waynes are all like pure hairy, and you're going, "Your Wayne's ugly" when they're first born.
Yeah, Alice was like, I don't know what happened to Alice in the way out. It was tragic. But she's a beautiful wee girl, you know. But like at the time, I was like, whoa,
Aye, what the fuck?
what
Send
the
it back.
fuck? I'm like, Becky, you produced this thing.
But it's the fact that you'll see that you've seen the pictures as well, and it just looks like a doll.
Well, it does look like a doll. But is that because we know it's a doll?
Or
That
is
it
it, do you
looks
think?
like
So, for instance, if we didn't say to Curtis and say to him, "What do
we
you think
should
of
have
this
done
baby?"
that. Got you to go have a look.
Aye,
Oh,
go
have a
look at it.
Yep.
So I typed in TikTok taking and watch it today. It was basically Airdrie pregnancy, and it came up with
What the fuck is that? The internet's a mad
The
place.
internet's mad now for everything like that.
It does. It looks like, so there's one picture she posted, I'm sure of it, in the car with a dummy in, and the dummy's quite large in its face. That I feel like
Yeah.
that is convincing.
Vincent.
Could have done, like, and that was the
There
first
was
picture she posted.
One I seen as well, it sounded weird because after knowing about the story, I'm going, she must have licked her finger and put it in the lips. The lips looked wet. And I'm going, how can
Not
the
lip
dolls...
balm, no.
No, I doubt you're going to put lip balm on a bloody baby.
Would you lick your finger and put it on his lips?
A doll? Yes, a doll I would. Not a bloody to make it look wet. I wouldn't bloody be
Oh,
lip.
right. I thought you meant like you were still thinking it was a real baby at this point.
No, I'm meaning like her to make it look real. She might have went, I'm not
Yeah.
thinking like obviously me, but
I mean, again, if she's convinced it's real, she might have put lip balm on it. You know?
I don't think you would. Right.
What one's
thank
that?
you.
Right,
That's the one
it.
in the car seat.
The car seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're going, at the same point as we say, we
And
feel
his
bad
eyes
for
are like
her.
that in that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the fact you're looking at it and going, is the family that fucking stupid that they just want to believe that it's a real baby and go, oh, it's so beautiful and everything. You're going, oh, there's about 1 million of them made in China. Then you can go and get one if you want.
It is mad, like
Aye.
how much of a doll it looks in that picture specifically. But the one with the dummy was convincing because it did cover half its face. There's two, and it's like the dummy's like this size. So,
But as we said, she went through a full 9 months of pregnancy weight and convincing
Yeah.
people. But how did you do the labour and that with the guy there?
There's so many questions.
Like,
you
and
can't
she's
delete
absolutely-
Facebook now. I've got so many questions.
What's her name again?
Just
I keep forgetting. You know, I said to you, I'm terrible with names.
Kira something.
Kira Cousins it is. I remember Cousins.
Cousins.
Kira Cousins, if you're watching, you come on. I want to know this fucking story. I
Yeah.
need to know, man.
There you go.
The
there's
people
an
need to know.
opportunity.
I need to know.
The people have to know.
People have to know. Aye, it's wild. But that's the life we live in
Yeah.
nowadays. Social
Social
media
media.
is just taken over completely. As we spoke about, no mention names or anything, about stuff that's happened in social media before this. It's wild. As I said to you, I had somebody want to come on the podcast and I didn't even show you the message actually. It was a big message. They actually messaged us, the production team, the old one, who obviously I work for, like I do the music videos and that for now. They actually messaged them to come on, so they sent them to me. And never did I, Curtis, the guy, asked me to take him out for a full GeeGee outfit before he came on. And I'm like, no, just blanked you. I was just like, no.
Was he a micro influencer? Or was he I don't know what the terms are. See, I'm not even that.
He was
clued
an
up.
influencer in Scotland that I would say BAMs attract to. You get them in Scotland, see like once you
Yeah.
get the BAMs like that. It was kind of one of the ones, but his life actually sounded like it would be a quite good wee story to hear about it and that, how
But
he
not
grew
with
up.
a JD set.
But I'd refuse to buy somebody. See when
Fair.
I'm buying most of my clothes with him, man, because all my children are starting wearing designer clothes.
Yeah.
I refuse to buy somebody else clothes out of JD
Yeah.
because my son's at the stage now. He's like, I want to represent hoodie, and I'm like, mate, you're in primary 7.
I can't about to represent.
Mate, he's like, I take the. Do you know this is what I like? He's Christmas this year. Obviously, he's still at the big red man still coming.
Yeah.
But his birthday's 4 days before it. So I said, what do you want for your birthday? I know it's a lot of money, Dad, but I would really, really like a new iPhone. And I'm like, okay. So I was looking the other night there, the new iPhone's like
Oh,
£900.
ridiculous. Mm-hmm.
And I don't do contracts. It's something I don't do. I don't
Yeah.
like doing contracts. I feel like you're stuck with them. I was like, what about the iPhone 16? And I'm like, I need to get insurance with it. With insurance, it's 800. I'm going,
No.
but it's one of the ones I probably will get him it because even he still get Christmas presents for last year
And
because
it's
we
the
never
same
get
with
them
them
enough.
and their wee pals. They want to look cool, don't they?
Aye.
Like all their wee pals have got it.
Yes.
That's part of the problem. I think there's like a standard being set amongst them.
Yeah,
that
like he's
they've got
walking
it,
about
so-
with this is never DLI, and this is a problem that annoys me. I've got Nike on the now, but Nike used to be a good make, but wasn't a designer make. Well, he got a pair of shorts and a tracky top, like beautiful colour, and it came to just under £100 for a boy's clothing. I'm going, how can parents physically afford that nowadays? Like
Yeah.
some that are struggling.
Mhm.
You're going, a lot of people can't afford to feed their kids, and
Exactly.
but as you're saying, it's social media as well. That's what's doing it for him.
Huge
He's
part
watching
of
all
it.
this stuff. You seen my daughter, Willy Boo Boo? We've got
Yeah,
about,
the boo-boo.
he bought 3 yesterday with his own money, which was a tenner a pop. He's got so many. And why is that? Because of social media.
It's a phase, yeah, and it will go out. And I think it's very sad because they're so impressionable at that age as well. Like, I really worry about my wee niece growing up and seeing social media and setting the standards and whatever. And I think we were lucky enough to grow up at a time where, what was it? We had people.
Even Bebo, though, we had Bebo and we didn't really have internet as
Gary
much.
McF was
Gary
my
McF,
picture.
I know it was.
And there was a wee Playboy picture as well. Do you remember that?
Mine's was, somebody made it. It was a Remo. YMR thing on the wee page. But it was, I love people.
I
You don't like
know.
5 loves a day, so if
But
you
it was
fancied a wee bird,
wholesome.
you
Yeah.
better send your love,
Fancied
send
a
my
wee-
love.
It was wholesome.
It was wholesome.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything bad.
And now that I think that you can hide behind an account as well has a lot to do with it. And AI is another problem that I'll not even get into, but I just feel like Instagram as well and these girls, the Dubai situations going out to Dubai and
Oh my God.
So I just think what is the world coming to? It's just very sad. It's a very sad state of affairs.
The world is very. I started going to church this year, and then our minister spoke about it, and he said social media is a great platform for people, but it's one of the worst, and people like to use it for the worst.
Yeah.
As you're saying, the fake accounts, they like to just spam,
Yeah.
rotten thing. Like my son's asked for TikTok, all his friends have got it, and I'm like putting my foot down, no. But my wife's the kind of nice one, and she's like, everybody else has got it, and I'm like, I don't care.
No, I know. You've seen the side of it.
I've seen the side because she's not on TikTok. She posted a wee picture.
Yeah.
'Cause we post the podcast stuff and the amount of stuff people write. And have you seen that I put on a video for Holly and the boys because we're going to get them on? The amount of abuse that was on that post, and I'm, God, this isn't the word that I must have about 300 comments, and I'd say 95% of them are like pure evil.
Yeah.
And you're just going, and it was a shame, and you're going, that's what social media is about. And even for him, like, if somebody doesn't like him, they can make a fake profile and start giving him abuse.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's just got it all. It's worse.
I know.
My daughter as well. What's it going to be like in a few years? As you said, AI. I use AI. I do wee horror stories, and then I'll paraphrase it and stuff like that in AI. But I'm like,
I do use ChatGPT sometimes.
well, I was doing
Doesn't
it. I stopped using ChatGPT because I would write a story, like a proper wee story, and I'd go, can you make it a bit longer? Make it about 3 minutes long, because I'm putting it on TikTok the time I edit into a CapCut video. And then it was one of the ones, somebody went, that's AI. And I went, well, I've technically wrote it, I've just made it a bit longer. And then he went, no, look. And then he said, go put the full story in it. He put the full story into TikTok, CapCut, that, what do you call it? ChatGPT said they made the full story up. And I'm going, you lying bastards. I just asked you to add a wee, just to expand it a wee bit. I'm like, but AI is good for some things, but is it that wee picture?
I mean, it looks great,
It looks great, doesn't it? Aye, AI is good for some things, but it's not. So we're going to talk about the other thing that was big in Scottish TikTok, and especially what ended up in the news, was the whole dancing policeman who used to sing to Rod Stewart, Lee Sutherland.
Big Lee, yeah.
That is wild. Have you seen? You must have seen it. Like, to the fact of the way he was, because he contacted the page, asked him upon a podcast, told him no. I think he was just on one recently. I can't remember the guy's name. He was just recently on a podcast. And the guy might be showing no clips. I don't know. But you're going, everything that's just come out about him. Because this came out in, I think, so he's basically just been convicted of, I think it was, what was the actual conviction? I know he obviously knocked over an older lady, but I'm trying to remember the word they used for the actual conviction. But he's been convicted of it and he's getting sentenced. But that was in 2023.
Yeah.
He's been living on TikTok. And then I think there was a young boy, I can't remember the boy's name. He used to say Sean Paul or something that his name is on TikTok, a young Scottish boy.
Yeah.
He used to comment all the time going, what about so-and-so, the lady they've killed? And I'm like, oh, it must be forgotten about, or it must have been an accident or something. Because everybody forgot about it.
Yeah. See, I never even saw that in the first place. I only became aware of it recently, and I think that's the danger of social media again, is that if that's how somebody's choosing to actively portray themselves online, then it doesn't come as a surprise to me that that's what they're doing behind closed doors, because if that's how they want to be seen, then there's clearly something going on behind closed doors that's much worse than what they want to be seen, sort of thing. So, but I really didn't expect him to be like that bad. I knew he would have, his issues, but that was awful when I read it. I was actually heartbroken for the family, and imagine them having to sit and watch as well
for 2 years.
For 2 years, knowing that was what happened. Like, I can only imagine how they feel.
I know, for 2 years he was on TikTok lives, ignoring it. He was making money off TikTok, because technically that's where he was making money. Because he goes on lives, he acts like a fool, but I think people prefer to watch you fail more than they do succeed, but he still gets money out of it.
That's it.
And that full family would have been heartbroken, and you're watching him still galling about, getting
paid,
acting like a twat, because he jumps in front of police and everything and walks on, and he was getting paid for it. And you're going, could you imagine something like that happened? Your family member, but you're seeing his face, because it's not just him. Remember, it's not just his TikTok. You've got about 10 different parody pages. You've got like Scottish pages that thing with them, and you've got people calling him out. Like, as I said, that Sean Paul was nice of the young boy. He kept calling him out in it, which I think is a good thing at times. When somebody does something like that wrong, it needs to be
Yeah,
called
it
out.
says a lot about him.
It says a
yeah.
lot about that young boy. But you're just going, he's made a living off of that, and the family are devastated.
Yeah.
And you're going, is this what the justice system's coming to a certain degree? Because we all thought nothing was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it still technically didn't. For 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
he lived a normal life. And now he's going to get sentenced then. But you're going, he's had 2 years of freedom. They've had 2 years of thing with. See, that family, even though they're still seeing his face, they've kind of not buried it, because you'll never bury that. But you're trying to
grieving that
grieve
whole
it, you're
time,
grieving the
yeah.
full time, you're grieving starting to end. But now they're having to go through a full sentencing court case. You're going, that's terrible for that
So
family.
hard for them, yeah. It's just a very sad state of affairs, and I obviously didn't see it coming with him. I genuinely knew nothing about it until recently, but yeah, just I kind of expect that he was up to something behind closed doors if that's how he's portraying himself. Like,
Yeah.
that's my view of it, but yeah, I'm glad you didn't bring him on. Long
No,
story
we're
short.
glad. So I think it was a boy Darren was on with Ryan and Jay, and he contacted Chris and Let's Have It and asked to come on our podcast and that, and he get told no,
Mhm.
you're not coming on, because he was wanting to come on for ages. Me and Craig spoke about it. We went, no. He's like, if he says his name more than 3 times, he'll pop out, I think. Like, he's one of the people.
He's the boogeyman.
Yeah, he's the boogeyman.
Scottish boogeyman.
Yeah, he's Scottish boogeyman. So it's like one of the ones where, like, we will never have him on. It will not be a case. Doesn't matter if we were struggling, couldn't get our numbers up on YouTube, nothing. We wouldn't
Mhm.
have him on just for that. But people will have them on
That's it. Oh, but for selfish reasons, really.
for selfish reasons
Yeah.
instead of just. The whole point for me to do me and Craig doing podcast was to help people, wholesome, have a laugh. But you get people like that say money,
Yeah.
straight away money. That's all they're looking for, and you're going. So that guy's making money off it. He's the platform. His face is everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going. But nobody's seen the face of this old lady.
Yeah.
They just know she's passed away,
Yeah.
and that's the sad state we live in nowadays. It's you've got like that.
Yeah.
So
So tragic.
it's a shame. So thinking of the family. So we've obviously spoke about a few things. The one thing we're going to talk about is hello, mother.
Hello, mother.
How good is that?
Why did that sound like the scene out of Scary Movie?
Uh,
Hey, cousin.
Hey, cousin. Monster Ed Gein.
What was that like?
Oh my god.
I just can't believe that is based off of a true story. Still, well, some of it.
Some of it, right? So, throw my brother under the bus here. As a young kid, I used to watch serial killer stuff all the time. So I knew about Ed Gein. I knew about Silence of the Lambs,
Fully
Texas
trained.
Chainsaw.
Yep.
Knew about all of it because my brother used to watch all that and the documentaries, the lot. I know about it. But it's wild to think how much this one man has created a full horror genre
I know.
over his life of living. And it is scary
I
because some of the
felt
stuff
sorry
are real.
for him in the end. I
Right,
did.
That's that TV show, I think, showing it to a certain degree. And I understand people feeling sorry. His mother was religious. She was an absolute animal. You got to remember back in the day, religious people could whack you, they could do whatever.
There was
Catholic
a
schools, if you were
lot going
left-handed,
on.
you could get
Yeah.
whipped in it. So it was a case of like that. But people, you're a fucking empath. Feeling sorry for him, man.
And like this just says a lot about me,
It
doesn't it? I'm
does,
just
doesn't
like,
it?
I'm sorry, Ed Gein. I feel sorry for you.
But it
Don't
didn't
make me
help
into a lamp.
the handsome character they got to play him.
Well, yeah. But then if you look at pictures of him, for his time, he probably was a handsome
He probably was a
dude.
handsome dude back then,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you've got like one of the top 10 handsomest men in the world playing him's
But
not
look
really.
at Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy used that to his advantage, the fact he was a handsome man.
Yes.
And he totally used it.
Aye, it's a weird serial killing is a great thing. I enjoy talking about it. I love. It's a weird thing, like to,
Yeah.
but I love talking about it because I think it's amazing how the mind works. But his was just schizophrenic, 100%.
Yeah, and it was interesting that it started from the war, though, because obviously you don't. That's not just standard that you know that about Ed Gein. All you know about is his lamps, his sofas, his whatever
Yes.
else. But you don't really think too much into the bigger picture of, right, how did he get there?
Yeah.
But obviously the war, the picture or something he saw in that.
The pictures. So it was basically through the war. You hear about it. Like there's actually a documentary passed on certain documentaries. I said that word right, bro. All of them, like, see most serial killers, they see pictures of dead people, stuff like that. His was through the war, but a lot of people seen that through Vietnam as well.
Yeah.
Just like future serial killers, they've seen pictures through Vietnam War for the America. But yeah, he seen the pictures, and it was a kind of. I don't know what age he was when he seen the picture, because like when you're younger, as a man, or a young boy, you see pictures of naked women, and it's an arousal. But to him, and like as you say, Ted Bundy, all of them.
Yeah.
That's an arousal for them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going for him when he's seen the pictures. It was something that excited his brain.
Well, that makes me wonder, are they born like that? That is a question I think people are still trying to figure out to this day. Are they born like that, or is that something you learn?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not going to get into this. I'll speak to you a bit after.
Oh.
There's a thing I've seen about this, about something, about the same thing, about people. Are they born like that?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it put into their head? Is it at a young age?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's one of the ones you go, are they born like that? Are they created?
Yeah.
Because there's some that grew up, they're getting battered after parents. Like their mums met this guy and he's like slapping them about and all
Yeah.
that. And you're going,
Well, you know the core age for development is between 3 and 7, I
3 and
think
7.
it is. So you wonder what's happened in those years of their life. Is that what's contributed to it? Is it that much of a shaping that you get during those years that would lead you to end up like that, or is it being born? That just
but that's the thing. So you've got
scratches my
some
brain.
killers, I'm sure it's the BTK killer. He's I think he grew up normally,
right. Okay.
but he grew up like that, and that's what he's great. Is it born in them?
Mm-hmm.
Is it? It's just weird. But going on to the Ed Gein one, the stuff he's seen in that was wild. See the table scene.
Oh.
Oh my god! And he's like, it's like as if he's pure in love with her, like as if like he's dreaming that she's touching him and everything. And you know what? Some of it's dramatised, but you know for a fact he did technically do that with some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going,
What was her name that was in it though? The TikTok started like, where did she come from? Why was she in it? That threw me off.
There's a few parts that threw me off. But you know what is dramatised, like all of them. It was just like the Jeffrey Dahmer one. That was pure dramatised.
It was
like making it the full bloody, what do you call it? I was going to say closest they did, but it's different how they call it. They all knew that it was something up with him. They were giving him money and everything. They were all helping him. Like they thought he was a nice guy. It is dramatised, but a lot of it's real. And you're going, that's wild.
Wild that actually happened. And
it's happened.
Yeah.
Because you think these people are like live around you basically. They everybody there thought he was a simple guy.
None the wiser.
They're none the wiser. And then they still don't know like fully what happened to his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the movie, the TV shows.
He kills him in the movie.
He kills him in the TV show, but in real life, he did die, but nobody actually knew the reason. It was like suffocation to a certain degree, but back then, obviously, they didn't have as good medical...
the knowledge that they have now in the science.
Because that's what it's saying. So, like, they interviewed people at him to find out what it was like, but they are going to tell you the truth, Philly.
No.
See,
no.
See, we're seeing as you're saying back then, it showed you him killing so many people. But how do you know he's killed a lot more? But you can never fully find it. And as we spoke about at the start there when we spoke about him, all the movies are made because of him.
Yeah.
And the way I took the end of the TV show, who really is the monster? Is it the people enjoying it and creating the next sense of movies, or is it Ed Gein? Because think about it thinking about it for like technical point, people watching that are getting more excitement, making different movies. That's what I said.
Scary.
For these people to make up horrors and that, they've got to have learnt it from somewhere else. They can't just automatically make it up. And you're going, it's real to a certain degree, all of them.
Yeah.
And you're going, it's scary to think there is people like that. Because you get them here now. The difference is if they get caught too quick. The people that kill one person are getting caught now because of CCTV. Police are better at their jobs.
Thank goodness for that.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But if it was like back then, how many times would we have more serial killers than you would?
What's the one that was never caught? The Yorkshire Ripper?
No,
I don't think he was caught.
No, Jack the Ripper. Yorkshire
What
Ripper.
was the Yorkshire Ripper?
Yorkshire Ripper was the guy that get caught because it was it not? No, he didn't get caught. They basically, was it the Yorkshire Ripper was the one where somebody phoned in with a fake they had a Newcastle accent, so the police they were ready to arrest this guy. They were ready to arrest him because he was one of their suspects, but somebody phoned in kidding on with a Geordie accent that they were the killer, so it took the police to go, it's not here, let's go to Newcastle.
Oh,
and it totally did it. So he get out. That's on
so it's Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper was the one. That was a Polish guy, wasn't it?
He's obviously
but nobody's actually ever seen. I heard rumours it was a Polish. Never physical picture. What it looked like.
So
but that was one of the ones before then.
Yeah.
Nobody could catch him. And the stuff he did, like, he killed 2 women and butchered them in one night.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going, how that's physically possible to do that? and then get away with it because of back then they had no nothing.
Mhm.
And you're going, how would the world be today if we didn't have stuff? Because people are just as messed up.
Ye-
Look at
oh,
what
yeah.
happened in the was it Asylum Hotel in somewhere in England. The woman was working there and she was eating out peanuts.
Yeah,
Did you see
and the
that? And
guy
she was
was
getting out
watching
snacks and
her.
everything.
Yeah.
Did you see the guy stare at her and you could
Mhm.
just tell he had an evil stare in her. And the next time you see her walking and him
Yeah.
walking, he gets caught with a screwdriver, tries
What
to
I
deny
found
it.
so heartbreaking about that was the footage of her walking. She was so
So innocent.
unaware.
And then you see
and
pictures and
just-
you go, she just seems such a nice. But you're going, this is people that, if they weren't caught, how
Mhm.
many murders would they
Would they
commit
have?
after it?
Mhm.
Because they
Well, look
physically.
at the Holly Willoughby one as well. The guy that was plotting that for a length of time anyway to kidnap and kill her, and he had it all planned out, and then he got caught prior to it. But that was messed up. Some of the stuff, his searches and whatever on her, trying to hire people to kill her for him. It was just
Look
mad.
at you and your social media.
I'm next. I'm next.
I'm next.
I'm putting
Next.
it out there.
We know your stalkers' names anyway, so if
I
any's
know.
come for you, we know who you are.
Exactly. Thank goodness we figured that out today.
That was so we had a wee conversation as we went for a wee cup of coffee, and we found some people that was interesting coming on the podcast. But I found it was an actual stalker from GeeGee's last one. So that was quite interesting. So they'll not be coming on now.
Thank goodness we got
Thank
that.
goodness we found
But
that out.
as my lovely mother said, you would have found out a lot more about me, but I say a lot more about me. Things
But-
that weren't facts, to be
But
honest.
but it'd have been funny to listen
good.
to.
It would have been good.
It'd be funny to
Laugh,
listen to
yeah.
going, yeah, GeeGee, yeah, she
These
once,
types of people make TV.
aye, she
They do.
once kicked a cat in the street and everything.
Not my pussycat.
Yeah. So we're going to ask you some questions,
Hit me.
right? So obviously you've got Crohn's.
Yeah.
You like to go on about it. No, look after me. Subscribe to my Crohn's. All that stuff.
Subscribe to my
Subscribe to my Crohn's.
Make extra money.
So a couple of them about Crohn's, a couple of them are just three silly ones.
Okay.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about Crohn's?
Ooh. That it's the same as IBS, which is absolutely not. So there's IBS and there's IBD, and irritable bowel disease is different. So irritable bowel syndrome is obviously in the bowel. Irritable bowel disease, so that contains both ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease affects from the mouth all the way down to the anus. Mine is
Anus.
switched off. Mine has
Yes.
got a wee out of order sign on it.
Out of order.
20 centimeters up. So yeah, that is a common misconception. Oh, they're like, oh, I get it. I've got IBS. I'm like, no, you don't. Because you also lose a heck of a lot of blood with Crohn's, and ulcerative colitis is another key sign that it's that and not just IBS, because IBS obviously you just run into the toilet fine. But yeah, I remember passing out a toilet one time back when I was 17. Somebody gave me ibuprofen. They obviously weren't trying to kill me, but again, can't take ibuprofen.
I'm not allowed to take ibuprofen.
You not take it? Yeah.
No, that's one of the ones I'm not allowed to take because it can do something to transplant.
There you go. Who would have thought?
Aye.
Ibuprofen.
Fuck you.
Pesky pills.
So this one, hopefully you can remember who I'm talking about.
Mm.
Are you ever going to reveal the celeb that tried to fire into you on social media in your DMs? I was actually, because my cousin, he loves the programme,
Mhm.
and I actually said to him, and he went, no. I went, no, he did.
Yeah.
I said, she showed us the thing.
I can give away that he was in Suits.
He was in Suits, and I've actually seen it, and I can confirm it, and so you're never going to reveal
No,
the...
I'm just scared in case he tries to come for me. Not that he'll even probably remember that I exist, but it was prime COVID time, and the big man must be. And I remember my grand auntie, they were like 86 at the time, and they were like, go out and see him, get him to fly out and see him. And I was like, you know, times are tough, auntie, but not that tough.
Not that tough, that the fact you're like...
Not that tough.
Yeah, I'll just go see him just for a bit of money.
Exactly.
So, how long into dating someone do you tell them, by the way, my gut has trust issues?
Probably the first day. I'm an oversharer. I feel like
You're
we've
fucking
learned-
oversharer.
All right, Johnny. I am
You've
very
generally
much
just said you've got an out of order sign above your ears.
I should get that tattoo.
You should.
It's a good
That'd be quite
idea.
good.
Might come on that next. Guys, I don't think we can hear that. What was the question?
How long before you tell your partner that your gut has trust issues?
First date for sure. Like usually, if I get 2 drinks because I'm quite a lightweight as well, obviously, because I don't have an
Yeah.
intestine, it just goes straight into my blood. So yeah, probably early doors. I also just say it in any sort of conversation with random folk. It's not even partners, but I feel like, see, if I'm confident about it, they are more likely to be confident about it as well. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make a jot of difference to. We've discussed this, any aspects of my life.
Yes.
I forget it stuck to me sometimes, so they won't be any otherwise either until you have your ups and downs, really. But yeah, tell them straight away.
You prefer to get asked straight away, don't you? See when people
Exactly.
see when my arm used to be pure massive,
Uh-huh.
people used to pure stare at it instead of going, "What's that in your arm?"
Yeah.
Somebody said to me, "So what's that in your arm?" And I just said to them, "Oh, by the way, it's this."
You'd
"Oh,
much
that's so
rather
good."
that.
You'd
yeah.
rather that than people pure stare and thing me.
Yeah, we kids like to stare. Alice
I
comes
love
to me, comes to the toilet with me. She makes a point of deliberately coming into the cubicle with me and going, "Why is that still stuck to you?" And I'm like, "Because Alice, I can't take it off. Like it'd be messy." And she's like, "Does your bum not work?" And I'm like, "No." And she goes, "Auntie Gigi has a poo bag to everyone," because she's obviously 5. And she's like, "Will it never come off?" I'm like, "Oh, there's just so many questions that she's full of. God love her." But she tells her wee pals, "Gigi's got a poo bag," and they're like, "What?"
Kids' questions are funnier though because
Kids
they
are
ask
so
the
sweet.
they ask the thing parents, adults don't ask because it's the stupid ones that you make you think. You go, "Wait a minute, how is that?"
Exactly.
You're like,
how do you explain it to a
how do
5-year-old?
you explain it to a 5-year-old? But they ask the
Mhm.
questions, as I said, like makes you think. You go, I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that, and it's wild. I think kids are the best because my son, I've just had to have the proper discussion with him about my kidney failure.
Uh-huh.
But it's more serious was before. Why does your arm vibrate?
Mhm.
Oh, because I used to run too much and it vibrate. Just silly
Yeah.
stuff. You've got to get a bit serious, but it's good
As
when
they get older,
they get
definitely.
older.
Like my TikTok, maybe one of them blew up because it was like they thought I'd been bitten by a shark. Because obviously I'd
I seen
posted
that.
my scar and I was
Oh my
like,
God.
"Yeah, I've been bit by a shark." And then it blew up, and I was like, "No." But somebody put, "Do you still swim?" And I thought I'd already clarified the point that I hadn't been bitten by a shark, and folk were still commenting. I was like, "What are they talking about?" And somebody went, "I think they're talking about your shark bite." And I was like, "Oh right, we're still talking about that." But yeah,
I used to
I
match
get
it
it.
up, Lee. I get bitten by a shark because look at the scars. Mine goes
Aye.
all the way right up.
It does kind of look like wee teeth.
It looks
Well,
like
wee teeth,
thing me.
shark teeth.
So that would be that.
Mhm.
It'd be that one, and it'd be like Martin would be my pal. Would be like, "Oh, he's going to give me a kidney transplant for him."
I love that.
It's quite good, Bonnie.
It must have worked, yeah. I mean, who else can say they've been bitten by a shark?
But the only person that didn't work with was my wife. That's
Yeah,
why I
she
married her.
probably saw right
Oh,
through
she
you.
did. She right through me. That's why I ended up sticking with her. But it's quite interesting that you actually have good fun stories for it because
Oh,
I
yeah.
think you do need fun stories. Some people live in the past and, as we said, day after day in this wee house, whereas we take a piss at it, and I think it's the
Okay.
best way to be. Do you like to wind up Alan with it?
I do. Do you know what it is? Sometimes I give myself a fright. Sometimes it makes a noise, and I'm like, and then folk ask me like, "Do you know that it's gonna fart?" And I'm like, "No, no, I don't," because it gives me a fright. I jump out my skin as well. But sometimes he's like, "Your bag during the night has a full blown conversation," because obviously I call it Ian. It's got its own wee personality. It needs to have its own wee identity. But yeah, like it gives
Morgan.
Mo-
Morgan Norgan. That's what I called my transplant, Morgan Norgan. First one was Sydney the kidney. That failed. That died on me.
Sydney
Yeah.
the
And the
kidney.
next one's Morgan Norgan.
Do you know I was called Morgan for 3 days? Now I'm feeling a bit like an organ over here. Morgan the organ.
Morgan Norgan, aye.
And then my mum renamed me. I was actually named after Morgan Spice. My mum and dad aren't full blown alcoholics, but they do like a booze.
I'm
Sorry,
Morgan
Mum.
Spice. I was
Morgan
just throwing you in.
Yeah, that's what I was named after. And now I drink Morgan Spice. So it just went full.
Phil, so
Full
if you end up with a
circle.
Morgan Spice alcoholic, it's because of them for naming you
You
that.
never know. There's still time.
That's still time. So thank you very much for coming on, for coming to the end of the podcast. We will see you again and we'll rename that. So what is he want it named?
No young, no old, just disabled podcast.
Just disabled. Because as I said, so I'll be doing this myself now when I get guests on. But I prefer doing catch-ups as we tell you laugh stories.
Yep.
I'll get GeeGee on now and then again because, as you can see, I bring the prettiness, she brings the funniness. So it
Dream
works.
team.
Dream team. Thank you very much, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.